Shipping Limited are a shipping agency company founded in 1872. Their job is to look after vessels on their way over to England. When they arrive here, CASPER will send one of their agents over to board the ship and check all the crew are all okay and that the vessels isn't damaged or required maintenance. In the session we learnt about the different types of ships, their responsibilities and the different products and each vessel is designed to carry.
In the Harbour Master's office we learnt about the different areas within the workings of CASPER. The Harbour Masters are in charge of enforcing the regulations in the River Tees and areas around. They are there to ensure the safety of navigation and correct operations of the harbour. They monitor all the ships that enter the port and give instructions on when ships can leave and enter the port. They ensure the smooth runnings of the harbour. They work closely with the police on policing the port to ensure the security of the area. Every vessel that wishes to travel down the River Tees must seek permission from the Harbour Office too.
When ships such as container ships travel down the River Tees, they are greeted by one of the harbour pilots, who will board the ships and guide them into the dock safely. They also ensure that all the crew are safe and well as checking the immigration statuses. Harbour Masters look after the maintenance of the river and ensure that any damage to the river and the environment is dealt with appropriately. In the office they have several different systems for scanning the port. These include a 24-hour radar system, a system for looking at all his destinations of incoming vessels and what they are carrying. They also control who can enter and when. The ports run for 24 hours and vessels must only enter when instructed. There are obvious restrictions for certain vessels such as tide restrictions, etc., as well as CCTV of the river.
During our visit to the river management, we had a couple of tours around the different boats that were there. We looked at the new pilot boats. This boat is used for bringing a larger vessel such as container ships and allowing the pilot to board the ship. It is also used for policing the river. We took a tour around the dredging boat to see the different areas of the ship. We looked into the engine room and around the deck of the ship. We analysed images taken from the riverbed of the Tees using technology such as hydrographic surveying. This takes images from the bottom of the river to see how deep areas are and where the river needs dredging. There were several strange items in the river, from streetlights to cars.
When we were at the CONSERVANCY office, we were able to have use of the simulator. During this exercise, we had to guide in our container ship into our port without crashing or causing any damage. We also had a challenge between each other where we had to race around a small island without crashing into each other or into the island. This was more difficult than you first think, as for some it proved a lot more difficult to control the boat.
During this session we have learnt the role of the harbour police. They slowly operate in and around the port to ensure the safety and security of the port. They have the same power and rights as the normal street bobbies. They also carry the same equipment. As part of their job, they must visit every vessel at least once a year when they enter the port. We then had a demonstration of all the different equipment an officer would carry. These were demonstrated on our teacher, Mr. Houghton. He was put in leg restraint and restrained to a chair, as well as being handcuffed. We then had a look at the different equipment and demonstrate the pepper spray, but we used the water to be safe. We also breathalyzed each other to see how breathalyzer would work. We also saw the results of what would happen even if you had alcohol in your mouth for a few seconds to see how the readings work.